Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Game News Roundup. Today we're talking about one specific topic. Microsoft has released some details on its Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct, which is set to take place immediately following the Xbox Game Showcase. So the Xbox Game Showcase ends, Starfield Direct immediately starts. So, quick details, and we'll discuss it a little bit here. So yeah, we're delighted to announce that the Xbox Game Showcase will be live streamed on June 11th. Sunday, June 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. And probably forget your time zones from there. Immediately after the showcase, we'll be airing Starfield Direct, a deep dive into Bethesda Game Studios' highly anticipated sci-fi RPG. Join us for some new surprises and first looks from our incredibly talented internal studios and our many creative partners around the world. This is the day gamers have been waiting for to see what is coming to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. Starfield Direct will invite you inside Bethesda's Game Studios to learn much, much more about Starfield with tons of new gameplay, developer interviews, and behind-the-scenes insider information. And like last year, we'll also have a follow-up stream, the Xbox Game Showcase Extended, airing 2 days later. So that would be Tuesday, June 13th. Let me just double-check to make sure that is right. So yeah, Tuesday, June 13th at also 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. UK time. It'll have in-depth interviews focused on the news from the Xbox Game Showcase, as well as game updates from their partners. So this will be more long-form, interviewing developers of their games, going to more deeper dives into some of the game showcase at the main Xbox Game Showcase a couple days earlier. You'll be able to watch our June 11th shows live through a variety of outlets and in over 30 languages, and American Sign Language, British Sign Language, and English audio descriptions. You can tune in on YouTube, Twitch ASL, and Facebook. They'll also have virtual and in-person FanFest events. LA, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Melbourne, and Warsaw are places that they'll be having in-person events. So, I did write up an article, but it's pretty much what this stated. So, now, question is here, we have a quick discussion here of what might be showcased at this Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct. Obviously, Starfield's going to be showcased. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer considering there's a big Starfield Direct. And that's coming out in September. Other games coming out this year, we'll most likely see it during the showcase. Forza Motorsport. New Forza game, which is more of the simulator Forza game versus Forza Horizon, which is the open world Forza series. So yeah, this is also the new first Forza Motorsport in like 5 or 6 years, I think. So the developers, Turn 10, have been working on this for many years at this point. There's also the Era History Untold. Is also supposed to come out later this year, which is a turn-based strategy game. So we'll most likely see that during the showcase as well. As well as Age of Empires 4, which did first come out to PC in October 2021. So it's been on PC for a year and a half at this point, or over a year and a half. The Xbox version is also supposed to come out later this year, so we might see a quick look at the the Xbox version of Age of Empires 4, along with a release date. Again, those 4 games, Forza Motorsport, Starfield, Aura, History Untold, and Age of Empires 4 are all supposed to come out later this year, so we'll probably see all 4 of those games. So, other announced games. We're going to quickly go over the list of games announced, and then we can maybe go through and be like, maybe, likely, less likely. So we got Avowed, an RPG from Obsidian, which is set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Fable, Perfect Dark, State of Decay 3, Everwild, Outer Worlds 2, Project Mara, Indiana Jones, Elder Scrolls 6, the Hideo Kojima game that was announced last year, I believe, Age of Mythology Retold, which I think is just a remake of Age of Mythology. Gears 6 has not been announced, but it's probably in development at this point, wouldn't be surprised. And Contraband. Is that 14 games? That's a lot of games. So, those are at least confirmed first-party games, as well as a couple of games from close partners. So, second-party games, you kind of call them. So, Avowed from Obsidian. an RPG from Obsidian, if you remember the trailer. In some ways, like, kind of a Lord of the Rings, Elder Scrolls vibe with the visuals and everything. Of course, it was just a quick, like, one minute, I'm pretty sure, CG trailer for Avowed. That has been in development for several years, so I think that's a likely chance we'll see it. Not 100% chance that we'll see Avowed, but I'm gonna give it a, I don't know, say likely chance. Not a definite chance, a likely chance that we'll probably see it. More likely than not likely to see. Again, this is just what I'm thinking. Do I know for sure? No, I really don't know. It's just what we've seen so far, how long games have been in development for, and whatnot. Also, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. We've seen 2 trailers for it. I think one was in engine and one was actually actual gameplay, I believe. And I feel like, minus the 4 games we know that are definitely coming out this year, Hellblade 2 is probably either coming out later this year, wouldn't be surprised, or maybe early next year, considering how long it's been development and how much we've seen of it already. So I'm going to put a most definite chance that we'll see Hellblade 2, along with either a, I don't know, November, December release date or window, or early 2024 release, probably Q1 2024 release window, is my thinking. Fable is probably the one I want to see the most out of all the announced games we have seen nothing of yet. One of 2 games I want to see the most. The other one being Elder Scrolls 6, but we'll get to that. Fable was announced in 2020. It's been in development since like 2017 or 2018. There were rumors that Fable had to they kind of rebooted development at some point. We have arrived at therapy. We will hop on back after. No worries, Ness. Hopefully therapy goes well for Mindy. Let us know how it goes. So yeah, Fable, I hope to see it. I'm giving it like a coin cost 50-50 chance of maybe seeing it. Perfect Dark. We don't know if it's a reboot. Is it a spiritual? Is it is it a sequel to Perfect Dark? Maybe it was Perfect Dark and Perfect Dark Zero. That was announced as the CG trailer. Was it the Game Awards 2 years ago? Yeah, it was Game Awards 2 years ago. It definitely wasn't last year. Xbox had nothing at Game Awards last year. That's what it was. So, hard to say. It's in development by the Initiative at Xbox, as well as Crystal Dynamics is also co-developing the game. That was announced last year, I believe, that Crystal Dynamics was brought on to help co-develop the game. So, we'll see... Actually, I can just go to here. By the way, if you're wondering... Here's when I'm doing my normal streams, when I'm chatting with the chat, this is what it normally looks. I'm realizing there's really nothing to show, so I might as well just show my big ugly face here. Anyways, also Everwild. Whatever happened to that game? There was in-engine trailers that kind of look interesting, but it sounded like Rare had like an art style and kind of a look they wanted, but they didn't know what type of game it was gonna be. It's like, what type of game? Is it gonna be action? Is it gonna be more like, I don't know, Animal Crossing or Pokemon? I don't know. Maybe not Pokemon, but we'll guess they're trying to figure that out. We'll see what happens with that if we actually end up seeing it. I'm gonna go with probably no. I'm gonna go with no of chances of seeing Everwild. I feel like probably not. I mean, you never know. Maybe we'll see. Cause I feel like we've had 2 trailers. The only time we're only gonna see it again once the game is close to being done. We actually have actual gameplay to see at this point. Other game, we got State of Decay 3. That was announced in either 2020 or 2021. It's been in development for a few years now. State of Decay 1 and 2 were a little bit more... They were smaller games. If you look at visually speaking, I think State of Decay 3, they want to make it a full AAA game. So, we'll see. I would say we might get an in-engine trailer, but I would not expect any gameplay. But again, I don't know. Could be wrong. Outer Worlds 2 was announced with a, hey, aren't you guys love CG trailers? It just kind of made fun of CG trailers and everything, while most of the trailers shown at that showcase were CG trailers. I don't mind some CG trailers here and there, as long as it's a game we know of what it is. Like, if it's a sequel to a game, it's like, alright, you're announcing the game with a CG trailer. That's fine. But generally speaking, if it's a new IP or something, stick to, I would say, in-engine at least. But, I don't know. Project Mara, I don't remember much about that one, so I don't really want to say much on that. That's a smaller title, I believe. Indiana Jones, which is in development at Machine Games, developers of the most recent Wolfenstein games. It was announced last year, I think, or the end of the 2021. It sounded like they announced it as soon as the deal was signed. So I don't know if we'll see that. I feel like that's gonna be. I feel like that game is a bit further, but we're probably not gonna see that. Elder Scrolls 6. I hate to say it, we're definitely not seeing Elder Scrolls 6, considering we're seeing Bethesda's next big game, Starfield, which comes out this year. Elder Scrolls 6, yes, it has been in development for like 5 years at this point, but it's been developed by a small team. It's been in pre-production. They're probably just figuring out the location, some of the quest line, maybe the story elements and stuff like that. I feel like that is a game we're probably not even going to see next year. I wouldn't expect to see Elder Scrolls 6 until 2025 at the earliest, for maybe the 2026 release window. But probably more likely we'll see in 2020. 2026 will be 3 years after Starfield. Does that have time to make full focus of the main Bethesda team working on it? I don't know. So probably 2026 at the earliest for Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe 2027. We'll see Elder Scrolls 6. The Kojima game was announced last year. I feel like that was just started development and was in pre-production, so we're probably not seeing that for a few more years. Age of Mythology Retold. I don't know. I mean, it's a remake of Age of Mythology. There's a chance we might see it, or maybe we'll just see that at a different time. Gears 6. I know it's not announced, but Gears 5 came out in 2019. So at this point, it's been 3.5 years since Gears 5 came out. So I feel like Coalition has had time to work on it. So I feel like I'm leaning towards we're probably going to have a Gears 6 announcement. At least an announcement trailer. I'm not sure we're going to see much about the game itself. But potentially an announcement trailer for and maybe Gears 6 for next year. I don't know. Again, this is just going based off of history of stuff and what information has leaked so far. And another game, Contraband. I feel like, well, we didn't get much on it. That game has been in development for several years. I believe Avalanche Studios. So that is a likely chance we'll see that. So again, Forza Motorsport, Starfield, Aura, History Untold, and Age of Empires 4, the Xbox version. I'm gonna get. I mean, obviously Starfield's 100% gonna be there. Forza Motorsport, 99% chance it'll be there. Aura, History of Untold, and Age of Empires 4 Xbox version, probably 95% chance it'll be there. Hellblade 2 and Avowed, probably I'm gonna give like a 75-80% chance we'll see it at the Xbox Showcase. Hellblade 2 probably. After Forza and Starfield will be the next bigger release from first-party Xbox Studios, and then Avowed after that as well, is what I'm thinking. And then probably, let's say, Forza Horizon 5 or 6? I'm trying to remember. I think it's 6 is the next one. Will probably be announced next year, wouldn't be surprised, because it came out in, 2021, Forza Horizon 5, so a 3-year development cycle would make sense for a Forza Horizon game. Potentially, so we might see it announced next year and released next year. And Fable, I would like to see it, but I'm giving that like a 50-50 chance of seeing a Perfect Dark, probably less than 50% chance. State of Decay 3, a little under 50% chance. Everwild, I feel like unless they actually have the gameplay to show us, we're probably not going to see it. Outer Worlds 2, I feel like we probably won't see that for another maybe next year, potentially. Indiana Jones, the game from Machine Games, is probably at least 2 or 3 years before we see it, let alone releasing it. Elder Scrolls 6, again, I don't see it being showcased until 2025 and then releasing maybe 2026 at the earliest. But again, I could be wrong. These are just you could say my guesses, predictions of whatnot. Otherwise, yeah. That's enough of me rambling on here. If you enjoyed me rambling on, I guess you could say, about the Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct, going over the details and what I think may or may not be showcased and what the odds of something being at the showcase are. And I'm sure, obviously, there will be some unannounced games we didn't see coming to be announced as well. I mean, that's kind of a given on all these showcases. There'll be some games, third parties, maybe even some other first-party studios announcing some games. Otherwise, because I'm trying to think, because there are, with first-party studios, I'm trying to think what we got. I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, Double Fine. They did release Psychonauts 2 recently, so we probably won't see a new game from them. Compulsion Games have been rumored to be working on a game called Project Midnight. I believe they worked on We Happy Few. So yeah, Project Midnight was first rumored in 2021. So actually, we might see that. We might get an announcement. But again, these are all rumors. But also, Pentiment was rumored at the same time. So, and that turned out to be real. But otherwise, I'm trying to think other studios. That's right, the Bethesda studios. Obviously, Bethesda Game Studios. We got Starfield. ZeniMax Online is Elder Scrolls Online. Is working on Elder Scrolls Online. But they also working on a AAA new IP. According to a job posting from 2020, so maybe, but I'm gonna go with probably not on seeing that game. id Software, they did Doom Eternal last. There's a rumor either they're working on maybe Doom 3, the third entry of the new Doom games, or even a Quake reboot potentially. But I feel like we won't be seeing that this year. Again, Machine Games working on Indiana Jones and some other unannounced project. Again, there was a gap between the last Wolfenstein game and Indiana Jones was announced. So I feel like they've probably already been working on something in between. I think that's going to about cover it for there. So again, if you enjoy this, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you hope to see at the Xbox Showcase. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time for some more Game News Roundup.